Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am so thrilled to have with us here today Jackie Wilke from First Trust. Hey, um, hey, Jackie. She's got some great insights. By the way, she's going to share with us some amazing insights on her experience as a speaker and as a professional with First Trust. But first off, hey, Jackie, could you just tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a woman in this industry?
Absolutely. And first, I want to say thank you so much, Elaine, for having me join this amazing summit. And hello to everyone that's joining us here today. So thrilled to be surrounded virtually, but still in community with so many amazing women in this industry. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. I've known about financial services as an industry because my mom works in financial services. My dad also works at First Trust. So it was kind of a natural step for me to move into this world. And, it's been an interesting, I just hit my 10-year anniversary at First Trust, and it's been an interesting journey. There are definitely challenges being in a male dominated industry, but I've just learned so much about myself, my skill sets, how to advocate for myself, the importance of community, especially with other women and men in the industry. And I would say overall, it's been an amazing experience. I absolutely love this industry, and I can't wait to have an impact on bringing more women into it to see how amazing the possibilities are for women in all kinds of roles and career paths. There's really something for everyone.
Fabulous. Isn't that it's so true? So true. Um, so you work with elite financial professionals, men and women, right? Teams all across the United States, Canada, Mexico. What would you say, is the number one thing that make teams successful? Especially during this whole disruption and
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question to kick it off. So before I dive into it, I'll give a quick intro, kind of more on my role. So if you aren't familiar with First Trust, we're in the asset management side of things. So we're ETFs, unit investment trust, some structured product distribution, some SMAs. But hopefully you're familiar with us, and we're a partner for you in all the work that you're doing on the asset management side and the investing side for your clients. And a team that we have in-house at First Trust is called the Advisor Consulting Group, and that's a team that I'm a part of. So our job all day, every day is to either work one-on-one with the individuals and the teams that we're so fortunate to work with. We often consult and work with the firms at the enterprise level, speaking across the country at conferences, and then, of course, sharing that business development practice management knowledge that we have through different avenues, including a blog that I write for First Trust called Insights and Innovations. So essentially, this is a great question to kick it off with because our team studies success all day, every day. We get insight into what others are doing to be successful. And I would say the number one thing that the teams who actually had record years in 2020, they didn't do any prospecting. They didn't try to go out and find new clients. Instead, they went all in on servicing their current clients. I like to use the term they remained distanced, but never distant. They innovated within their practices. They maintain visibility virtually. Their communication was very much structured, either one-to-one for their top clients that was hyper-personalized. They focused on one-to-some communication and experiences, which is more for a group of individuals, a target market, a group of individuals that has something in common, right? Doing webinars, putting out one-pager educational pieces, and then, of course, focusing on one-to-many communication as well. A lot of teams started to implement newsletters into their businesses to make sure every week, every other week, they're showing up in the inboxes of their clients, their prospects, even their centers of influence, just making sure that throughout this whole time, when family is top of mind, mortality is top of mind, the last thing they wanted their clients to worry about was whether or not their team was working hard for them. So I would say the number one thing that they did is just went all in on client service, client experience, and the referrals came.
it's fascinating. We've definitely seen that as well. Those teams that were really diving in, paying attention to their clients and doing that extra step and having that extra connection. I mean, they thrived in 2020.
They did. They did. And I think
Yeah.
it was great to see everyone's kind of creativity, right? I think sometimes when times are good, we might get a little complacent. So it really forced us to take a look at our businesses and be like, okay, how do we get creative? How do we innovate in this unique environment? And people were still building meaningful relationships, whether they were leveraging Zoom or sharing personal updates, right? Any babies that were born during quarantine, maybe they got a new family dog. A lot of quarantine puppies were happening here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And just we found ways to still maintain human connection, even though we couldn't be together face to face. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So do you think Zoom is going to be a thing, a permanent fixture with us going forward?
I do. I think it's very
Yeah.
much going to be a hybrid communication engagement experience. And I'm sure you would agree, Elaine, that, if the pandemic had only lasted a couple months compared to the fact that a year later and we're still very much in it, it wouldn't be the kind of integration of technology that we've had. And a lot of people are fine with Zoom, right? Getting together in person, face to face will be very special. And when you can't be in person, face to face, Zoom's a great option, especially if your clients or their kids, for example, are scattered across the country or in different parts of the world. You can still see them and feel like you're able to have a deeper conversation with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you think women, do you get the sense that maybe women specifically are going to benefit a little bit more from this? Or
I don't know that women specifically will benefit more from this. I think it's more going to be about the advisor,
yeah.
or I'm sorry, the financial professional, and how they continue to innovate and adapt to choose opportunity, find the silver lining, no matter what comes next.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I was talking to my daughter, even actually today, we were talking about how, like 2 years ago, I worked at home quite often then, and I would be just devastated if the dog barked or something because I did everything I could to make sure that everything was perfect. And and now, I mean, after a year of people doing online meetings and talking online, it's like, oh yeah, there's the dog, yeah, there's the kid. It's pretty natural,
Yeah,
and
we
that's
give each other a break like we
yes,
should. It's life. We're all human.
exactly, exactly, and I guess that's probably one of the things I was thinking, like as women, often, you know, often do bear the main responsibility for the children and for the household and things like that. They're seamless working at home now too. I mean, advisors can
Yeah,
do it.
that's a great point.
Um, yeah, yeah, clients and people will be kind and, and give each other a break about the surroundings and stuff as well. So awesome, awesome. Um, so Jackie, you do a lot of work with you know, helping people with like process and planning, um, helping professionals kind of serve like multi-generational families. That's one of your focuses, correct?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
very much. My areas of expertise are in women investors, the next generation investor, and working across clients' multi-generational families.
Okay. So why is this? Why is engaging like families, um, our clients' families so important? Like especially for women.
That's a great question. And I think that women, because like you mentioned before, they often do wear that hat of caretaker, not just for their kids, but women are often in the role of caring for aging parents. And they're responsible for a lot of people, not just themselves. And I think women, financial professionals, can especially kind of understand how important the family is to the client. And, in our industry, we have an average age of clients that's older than most industries. And it's interesting. It's really an Associates did a study back in 2018. They wanted to know why clients left high net worth practices. So not an industry average. Why did they leave the best of the best? And 40%, 47% of those clients actually didn't pass away. I'm sorry, they didn't leave. They passed away. So what that tells us is, there's going to be a lot of money in motion if you haven't experienced it in your book of business already. So it's absolutely critical that before money goes into motion, before a wealth transfer, and there's now a new decision maker on the assets, that we've connected with them, that we've built some sort of relationship with them. And that includes the spouse. I'm sure you've heard the statistics that women are living longer than men. So if only one individual in a household is leading that relationship with you, it's absolutely critical that we're still building relationships with both spouses. Should something happen to the husband, for example, now she's in charge, the sole decision maker. At that point, the kids might be getting more involved because she might be getting older. Whatever the case is, it's important that we fortify what we've built by practically engaging our clients, multi-generational families, however traditional, untraditional, and modern they might look, because it's not just for that protection against asset attrition risk, but there's also so much opportunity for growth right within that family tree. Like you mentioned, your daughter, for example, right? It's important for you to get her involved with financial literacy, building good habits and values, stewardship of wealth. That was important in my family growing up. So why not use that opportunity as the family's financial professional to offer those kinds of services and resources to whomever is most important to your clients?
Yeah, fabulous, fabulous. Now, what would you recommend, or what would you say is a process for proactively engaging these people?
Yeah. So we actually have a process that we talk about called the family phone call. There's a guide that has a script and an agenda. If anybody would like a copy of it, please reach out to myself, Elaine, or your First Trust wholesaler. They can make sure to get you a copy of it. It's a great one-pager just to kind of walk you through the process of it. But the concept behind the family phone call, and it has been absolutely more effective now, powered by Zoom and WebEx, because you get everyone on the family and they're Brady box squares, and you get to see everyone, they get to see you. The call itself is only 10, maybe 15 minutes in nature. So it's very scalable across your household. And the mission of the phone call, when you're talking to clients about it, why you're integrating this into their client experience, it goes back to, again, an opportunity for you to open up the lines of communication with those most important to your client, to be a resource for them, to hopefully help influence those habits, values, financial literacy, so they'll become good stewards of the wealth, whether they build wealth or they inherit wealth. Because we all have those clients who they don't want the kids to know how much money they have. Or maybe you have a little bit of younger clients. They're in their 40s, 50s. That's a great opportunity to go horizontally in the family tree, even go up the family tree. I know financial professionals that are bringing in parents, in-laws, siblings of their clients, right? So having the family phone call is just the first step in opening up the lines of communication. And it's really helpful now in the time of GameStop and cryptocurrencies and so much unknown in the market, that you can say to your clients, we're going to have this family phone call. We're just going to introduce ourselves, who we are, what we do, how we do it, whom we do it for, so that if those most important to you ever had a question about some of these hot topics, they're not going to go to the internet. They're not going to go to their friends who don't know anything. They're going to hopefully come to us first. So family phone call, number one proven process for proactive engagement of that family, that's scalable, and actually a great opportunity for you to build more meaningful relationships with those clients. And then, of course, uncover opportunity in that family tree as well.
Love it. Love it. That sounds really great. Yeah, what a powerful way to get everybody together. I like the Brady Bunch boxes, right? So cool. Yeah. So, Jackie, do you have any advice that you would give the women today, the women that are watching today, a bunch of high-performing, powerful financial advisor, professional women? What would you say?
Yeah. I'm going to answer, and then Elaine, I'm going to put it back to you too. I want to hear your advice as well. But I would say there's a couple things. Always be an advocate for yourself. Nobody's going to advocate for you like you can. So never be afraid or be too shy to advocate for yourself, right? You're your best salesperson, your biggest cheerleader, and that's an incredible asset, right? The other thing is to always make sure that you're taking care of your whole self. I've been doing a lot of personal development work both on my mindset, physically, mentally. And I've found that it just helps me be better in business, better when I show up, because I do feel like I am nurturing and growing in all aspects of my life, not just professionally. And then always just keeping it real, right? Having community of other women, whether it's a support group, a group to cheer you on, or a group to check you, right? That's important too. Someone that can be honest with you of, hey, maybe we need to think about it differently. So I would say community is so important. Finding women that you can connect with and men that you can connect with in the industry in different roles, in different organizations, and just making sure that you're nurturing that network and that community, because it's so powerful, right? Even what we're doing here today, this means so much, bringing everyone together. But I'd love to know your answer, Elaine. What's some of your advice?
Wow, that's great. That's awesome to turn it back. It's very cool. I have to agree with you, absolutely. One of the things that we've talked about earlier is in the summit even is sometimes you don't get called upon, and you have to be the one to just stand out and make yourself heard. Don't be afraid, be brave, be bold. And so absolutely, that would probably be one of my number one suggestions. And the community, don't be afraid to lean on others or get from and give to others as well. I think it's just so powerful. But
I love that.
yeah. So if any of the amazing women that are here today want to connect with you, what's something they should do?
If you're on LinkedIn, definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. I always love to stay virtually connected on that platform with the amazing women and men that I get to work with. Jackie Wilke is how you can find me, First Trust. And then if you ever need anything, a resource, you want to explore more of how First Trust works with and supports financial professionals in the industry, please feel free. Reach out to your First Trust wholesaler. They're always your first call, your first resource, and they can walk you through kind of the discovery process of the different things that we have. And then, of course, just let us know how we can help and how we can support you and your goals, because that's what we're here to do.